All right, we're gonna sand this down. We got a 150 grit sandpaper. Watch the process. So what I'm gonna, I don't know if you can hear me. I might have to do a voiceover, but what I'm looking for is the areas that I know that are supposed to be white, and the dark areas to be dark. So that tells me how much sanding I need to do. And then you always have the standard, the raw MDF. Underneath this will be shellac underneath the MDF, underneath the black paint. Let's see how this comes out. I brushed this on, so I didn't use I didn't spray this. I actually just brushed it. I wanted to kind of replicate something real quick and easy. So let's go ahead and get this started. I got full speed. Let me pause this and go get a brush so we can blow this thing off real quick. All right, we're back. We got the blower. Also got some brushes over here, but let's go ahead and take all that out. I like to go over it first with the blower before I attack it. So I don't know if you can hear me, but I like to go over it first with the blower before I attack it with like a bristle brush, and I'll show you here. So this is just one of those cheapies from Harbor Freight. It's a plastic bristle, but obviously you want to go with the grain. But you know, before I continue, I don't know if this camera does justice, but I mean, you can see the shading even in the crown of the cow. Like, if you're really looking at the detail here, you know, these lines, man, it just does a great job. And then even in the shirt, the wrinkles, you know, the fact that, you know, this is the summertime. These ladies are working really hard in these pens here, and they're with their cattle, and you can tell they're probably all hot and sweaty. Their shirt's probably a little bit, you know, see-through, but all the detail that shows up is just crazy, you know. And let me get this off the. I might need to sand a little bit more, but for the most part, you know, this is kind of it, man. This is I think this was at 92 spacing, right? Can you see that shading? All the little lines, that's all in there, man. That's with let me go grab the products real quick. I'll show you guys house paint. Hold on. All right, we're back. So shellac, straight out the can, brush, Let that dry. You might need to do a couple coats. I don't normally use this paint, but I wanted to do it because normally I spray paint these guys. I don't spray them with, I use house paint to spray with, but I wanted to make something that you guys can purchase at Home Depot and get the same results as this. So just to show you, it was this, brushed on, sanded. There's the result of, 150 grit. You guys saw what I did with it. It's still in great shape. I could probably still get another 4 or 5 more photo carves out of this one piece. The blower. You don't need it. And a brush. So most likely, I'll go through. There's a couple little spots here maybe, but it's a risk thing. I don't want to go back through and get too much popped out. So it's just use discretion. I don't know if you can see, but when you're sanding, I'm holding it. I'm not palming it up here at the base for the most part. If you see when I'm sanding, a lot of times I'm controlling it down here because I'm trying to put light pressure on edges. It's hard to tell because I'm moving. I know I'm moving around a lot, but as I'm going and because I'm moving around, I know where I want to press down, and maybe I don't explain that enough in the videos. But as you do these and you get used to it, you're kind of you're painting it. You're removing the paint. I don't know, get all artsy on you guys, but it's an art, right? It's not just slam it down and press hard and get it up. It's really paying attention to what parts. Like I don't need to sand a lot right here, right? This is a dark spot. Here, I don't want this too long on this. So as I'm moving, I'm putting pressure on this side. So I'm sanding right here. I'm trying to sand with this side of the disc, applying pressure on this side. And as I get over to this side, I'm going to probably move my focus of the sanding over here, right? And then move off of it quickly, and then come back and touch some of these spots. Same thing like with all the detail. If I go too much further, these lines get wider, right? And so this will all become, it'll start to look like that. But that's by design, right? That's the super white part of the clothing, in the white of the photo. But the further down you sand, the wider those go. And then all of a sudden, your 92s are flattened down and you're too wide. That's what this is for. To prevent the paint from going too deep. And so, and I'll put some pictures. I didn't take a video, but I'll show you some pictures of what I did after this. So I shellacked it, a couple coats, let it dry overnight, and then overnight dry with a nice brushed on coat. Made sure that the brush got in all the nooks and crannies. I mean, you got to sometimes get it in there, dip back in, and really brush it out. You don't want a whole lot of the paint sitting in there so it'll soak in. You kind of want a thin layer, and if that means going back over it twice, do that. That's why spraying them with the HVLP is I like it, because for one, I don't got to clean out the brushes, and two, I know it's a real thin coat, and it's an even thin coat, and I know that it's getting penetration into the nooks and crannies, but it's such a thin coat that I don't have to worry about it penetrating. And so that's what the video really is about, is opening people's eyes to how shellac is going to help them keep as much of the detail, and why it's important to use shellac or a sealer, not just shellac. I use it, but and then also using a water-based paint, a latex. See, latex. But like I said, I don't use this to spray with. I have another house paint, just another house from Benjamin Moore. It's just a water-based paint. It doesn't even matter. But that's just a dark brown or a black paint. It's also a water-based. But I wanted to show you guys something that you can purchase at Home Depot. So there's that. And obviously the material. So hopefully this helps you guys out. I know I haven't posted a video in a long time, but you can get amazing results. Obviously, the bigger you can make the piece, it allows for more of the detail to pop. If this was a small piece, no way. I'm not gonna say no way because I've done it. You guys have seen my videos, but I'm just saying consistently, you're not gonna be able to produce that. What's on small ones, then you'll see it's not. We're talking about the cost of material, MDF, this to that, right? So I'm over here, MDF. If we're gonna do a little one, we might as well do a big one. The cost is not that much different, but you can see the detail that this produces. You're not gonna get a lot of this. If I was to redo this in maple, all that grain's going to show up and you're going to miss all of this stuff. And not to say that it might not make it look cooler, but it might not. And at least I know with this MDF, I know that what I'm getting. So it's just consistency wise, it's just smarter. And I've never had a client say, hey, man, I wish that was on cherry, right? I mean, they want this. This is what they want. They want the memory. You know, it is what it is. Anyways, God bless you guys. Hope this helps. What an amazing, this one was, sorry, Tony, this was a long time in the making, but we're here and we made it. All right, bud.